everything that I've been hiding can no longer stay in hiding now because of how much light is being shown into my heart from my heart. And so now this is all coming out, right? So then once I start to feel the anger and open up to the anger and find constructive ways to express that anger and release that anger, then I could feel the real emotion underneath the anger, right? Which was the sadness and the hurt that I had been feeling that was so profound that it led me to get angry.
And yeah, I'm curious about a couple things. One of the things is you've done all this practice of the meditation, and you've worked on yourself. And then all the stresses come in of life and parenting and working and everything in life. And so it tests, like this is the stress that's testing this practice that you've had. And, the stress starts to overwhelm the practice. And at some point, you and your wife come to this epiphany that we've got to change. And at that moment, when you realize that, what happened from then when you came to the realization?
Okay, so actually, the epiphany actually was not we've got to change. The epiphany was I've got to change.
Okay,
because I think I should actually be a little bit more transparent about what was going on. The issue was that I realized I had major anger issues. And that's what was so shocking to me, was because prior to this relationship, I had never seen that. I mean, I guess I'd had intimations here and there, like sometimes I would feel really angry inside, but it had never come out. Like in no relationship, in no friendship, nowhere had this anger ever come out of me. And yet, once I'm a father and a husband, suddenly this anger starts to erupt out of me in these high stress situations, right? And that starts to really poison the relationship, right? And that starts to really cause a massive amount of conflict. And that was the dilemma. It's like, what the hell is going on? Like, I've been on this spiritual journey and I've connected to all these states. I mean, profound states of love, right? Where is this anger coming from? And that was the turning point, was I have to find out. I have to heal this, right? Like, I have to learn where this anger, what the source of this anger is. And, one of the things that led to that was actually that we would have couple therapy, right? And the couples therapy descended pretty quickly. It was not very productive. And it was as a result of that we actually realized, both of us, we don't have problems with each other. We've each brought problems to the relationship. And that was a massive turning point. Yeah. We don't have problems with each other. We've each brought problems to the relationship. And the moment that started to become clear, I took, part of what had been happening was I had been turning to her and looking to her as the source of conflict, right? I don't like this. I don't like that. I don't like how she does this. I don't even like how she organizes the dishwasher, right? Just tiny things like that to much bigger things like that. And then it was realizing no. None of that is the problem. The reason why I feel so irritated by all those things and so angry about the bigger things is because I feel angry. And there's a reason why I feel angry, and I've got to find out what that is. And then that's when I started some very, very deep therapeutic work. I did some somatic experiencing therapy, which is, it's not just talk therapy. It's really, okay, if I feel angry, where in my body do I feel angry? And then how does it feel? And then once I would start to, what would happen is I had shut down. I had suppressed that anger since I was a child. So that's when I started to realize, this is how I felt when I was 2, 3, 4, 5 years old, 6 years old. And it was not okay to feel this way in my family. So I had to learn very quickly. I had to suppress this anger. I had to tamp it down. That's why it never came out, right? Until a relationship that was so full of love and so full of light that all the shadow starts to get illuminated, right? Everything that I've been hiding can no longer stay in hiding now because of how much light is being shown into my heart from my heart. And so now this is all coming out, right? So then once I start to feel the anger and open up to the anger and find constructive ways to express that anger and release that anger, then I could feel the real emotion underneath the anger, right? Which was the sadness and the hurt that I had been feeling that was so profound that it led me to get angry, right? But then once the anger gets stuck, there's no chance of feeling anything underneath. So then it was really a journey of learning to go deeper and feel more and feel more. And at first I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at all. It was so difficult that when I started this therapy, once I started to tap into it for like a second, I was like, I can't do this. I cannot go further. It's too much. It's too strong. And so it was really a journey of about a year's worth of work of slowly, okay, going into it a little bit more, until finally I could get to the point where I'm comfortable opening up to whatever I feel inside, right? And then whatever I've been carrying, whatever is still stored in there, I'm able to open up to it. I'm able to feel it. Yeah. And then in the presence of love, right? In the presence of unconditional acceptance of that emotion can be felt, and then it can be reintegrated into our self, into our system, right? And then it passes. And then there is peace. And then there is silence. Then there is space. And then there is so much love.